Hello everyone and welcome back to my The General Hospital 24 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Brooke Lynn brings an injured Cody into the ER. Felicia runs over to find out what happened, and he explains he made a novitiate mistake and got demurred in the caricatures by Tracy's steed. Felicia tries to find a croaker, but Lucas is out. She brings Cody an ice pack until she can find a croaker for him. Brooke Lynn thanks Felicia and also orders Cody to open his shirt so the ice pack can reduce his lump. When he takes too long, she does it herself, calling him a big baby. Brooke Lynn knows Cody is irked with her for dragging him then, but he's not. He allowed. Brooke Lynn was worried with him for talking to Lulu about her baby. Brooke Lynn reassures him that she's not frenetic at him, she's angry with Lulu for manipulating him and digging around in her business. Away, Molly takes Rick for a walk around the sanitarium with his perambulator. They sit down for a break, and she brings up how rough the night of his accident was for her, and fortunately, she had Mama, Kristina, and Cody. She says Cody's come a good friend recently. She's concerned about his support system, as his only friend seems to be Ava. Rick says Ava is both a customer and a friend, and they've an understanding. Molly says Ava brings out the worst in him, and she's responsible for a lot of bad effects. She wants the stylish for her pater. She asks him to suppose long and hard about Ava before she gets him involved in Commodity Hill remorse. Lucas drops by Lulu's place to be canvassed. He learns the composition is about relinquishment, awaiting it to be about drug. They sit down, and Lucas says his parents no way hid from him that he was espoused, and he always felt he was chosen. Lulu asks about Wiley and if that experience changed how he feels about relinquishment. Lucas says it didn't. Relinquishment is an awful gift. Lulu asked what it was like to meet his natural father as an grown-up. Lucas feels Tony will always be his pater. But he said he could make room in his heart for Julian, his excrescencies, and all. She asks if he thinks back and wonders if he'd have been better not knowing his pater. Lucas says his father had numerous demons, but he's thankful Julian came back into his life. Latterly, after Lucas departs, Rocco asks his mama how her interview went. She says it went really well. Rocco feels like he, Danny, and Scout all espoused one another when they moved by with Sam. Lulu says that when she and his pater decided to partake time with him, she allowed. It was important because they had missed out on so important. She knows he has a family that loves him, which includes Dante, Danny, and Scout. Rocco tells his mama he spent time soliciting for her to come back, and being then's where he wants to be, with her. They embrace. Jason takes Danny to for exercise, and gets a textbook that Rocco is going to be late. Danny tells his pater he doesn't have to stay, but Jason says he wasn't planning on leaving and hits some balls with his son. After they hit some balls, Jason asks how he feels about Rocco living with Lulu part-time. Danny says he misses him, and it's been hard enough with Scout being gone. The three of them were supposed to stick together as Mama wanted, but she's gone, so it doesn't matter. Jason says it's okay to have the passions he has, and he can talk to him about them and about missing his mama. Jason notes they're veritably analogous and they both don't like to talk about effects. Sam got him to talk, and it helps, so he's then for his son. Danny expresses that he's glad he has his pater. They embrace. Diane and Alexei meet with Marco in their office to set some rules. Diane hates making miscalculations, and that's what happened when she introduced him to a customer and discovered he was Jen Sidwell's son. Alexis says they want him to work then, but need to know his father's business wouldn't beget a conflict of interest for Sonny and Jason, who are also their guests. Marco assures them that his work with diligence wouldn't help him from representing Sonny or Jason, and he'll recuse himself should a conflict of interest arise. They drink him to the establishment, and Alexis takes off to meet with Kristina. Diane hands Marco a mound of case lines still in the primary stages, and he looks through them. He hands over Kristina's commitment papers and asks if she's sure she wants him working on this. Diane says this is a private matter not for his eyes, and she wants him to be discreet about what he saw. Marco heads to his office, and Diane puts the papers in an envelope marked Davis. Diane drops by the sanitarium to see Rick and says hello to Molly, who's sitting with her pater in his room. Diane explains she's dropping off papers for Sonny to take Avery this summer, and she's giving him and Ava ample notice. She tips over her bag when she sets it on a table, and Molly's goes with hers. Molly helps her pick up the papers. Molly heads out, and Rick incontinently begins questioning this trip Sonny wants to take with Ava's son. Diane will end debate with him about Ava, and also tells him to cut Alexis a break. Rick prodigies if there's a reason he should be going readily on her. Diane says simply for the sake of being a decent human. She snappily departs and beats herself up for the slip she made. Rick realizes Alexis told Diane about Kristina. Lucas returns to work, and Felicia drags him over to take care of Cody. They head to an test room. Latterly, Brooklyn asks Lucas how Cody is doing, and Lucas tells her he's getting x-rays. Lucas thinks he'll be fine, just a little sore. Brooklyn thanks him and notes Felicia said there was a change in his schedule before. He explains he'd to step out for an interview, so she asks about it. He tells her that Lulu is doing a piece for the Landview Banner on relinquishment. Brooklyn is stupefied, but keeps her countenance. Molly finds Cody, sitting in a wheelchair, and unattended in the halls. She asks what he's doing then, and he explains he got demurred by a steed. He's waiting for his x-rays and says Brooklyn was with him, but she faded. Molly relays that she was visiting her pater, and decides to stay with him and do some work. She pulls out the envelope marked Davis of Diane's that got mixed up with her effects before. Cody teases her as she works and says Molly needs to get out further, but Molly says she loves doing paperwork. She opens Diane's envelope and finds Kristina's commitment papers and is stupefied. Away, Marco catches up with Lucas and tells him he's officially hired at Miller and Davis. Lucas says he owes him regale, and Marco can't stay to collect. Dante stops by Carly's, where Kristina is taking care of Donna while Sonny and Carly are in LA. They're both upset about Sonny and how the surgery is going. Donna runs in and asks Dante if he wants to go to the domain. Dante says he has to pick up Rocco, but he's sure she'll have fun with Kristina. Kristina and Donna color together, and Kristina gets up to get Donna a glass of water. Donna grabs Kristina's phone and finds her pater's contact in it, and calls him. In LA, Brick surprises Carly and Sonny in his sanitarium room. He's happy Carly came to have Sonny's back. He tells Sonny he needs to take care of himself and here to Carly. Sonny sees a videotape call coming from Kristina, answers it, and it's Donna. Kristina soon finds her family on her phone, and Donna asks her pater where he's and what he's wearing. He explains he's getting a scan at the sanitarium, and her mama is with him. Kristina lets her pater know she has everything under control, and they say goodbye. Sonny hopes Donna wasn't spooked, though he could tell Kristina was alarmed. The croaker soon arrives and explains he'll be repairing the corridor of Sonny's heart injured by the shrapnel from his projectile in 2000. He knows Sonny is a fighter, and he's a great seeker for this procedure. Latterly, Carly recalls when Sonny was shot 25 times agone, and how he flatlined on the table, and she wouldn't let the croakers give up on him. She tells him again not to give up this time either, and he has to make it through this. Sonny promises he will. A nanny arrives to fix Sonny for the OR, and Carly steps out. She returns latterly to find Sonny's bed empty, and she worries. Brick returns to keep her company. In the OR, Sonny is put under by the croaker. He thinks about his family as he falls unconscious. Back at Carly's, Donna asks Kristina if their pater will be okay. She says he'll be, and he'll be home soon. She suggests they make him a get-well card. Alexis arrives to see her son, and Kristina explains that Sonny is in LA to see a croaker, and Carly went with him. She's staying then with Donna. She says Donna made her realize how lucky she's to be then, and how she nearly lost everything. Alexis tells her that she wants her to let the history go and admit the good effects that are coming her way. Dante stops by Lulu's to pick up Rocco and take him to fur practice. Lulu gushes to him that her story is coming on, and she thinks it'll touch a lot of people. Dante ultimately arrives at the fur pen with Rocco. As the boys hang out, Dante and Jason agree that the boys mean a lot to one another, and Sam would love seeing them together. Back at her place, Lulu looks over notes about Dante and Brooklyn's child, and what relinquishment agency was used. Brooklyn soon shows up on her doorstep and asks Lulu what she's trying to pull.